faith. I've started teaching our audience. I've started teaching. Most of the time when I'm teaching on faith, I don't want to bother people with so much theories, and because I know a lot of us know about faith. My job is just to help you navigate you through to edify you so that your faith will work. So most of the time we hear things like great faith, strong faith, weak faith, and especially great faith and strong faith. I know there's a church that has their 2020 their year of great faith, and people see such or hear such things, and they're like, "Oh Lord, I need a great faith." We think if we have a great faith, we can do great things. We think if my faith is strong, I can receive from God. But one thing I want you to know as a believer is that, or if you're listening to me, if you're born again, you don't need a great faith to receive from God. You don't need a strong faith to receive from God. What you need is faith. And it's faith at your level. Amen. Nobody started with great faith. No believer started with great faith. Every believer started from the same level of faith. So no, in your life, nobody started from the university. We all went to class 1. But some were able to graduate or pass their BEC, and they move on to secondary school, and they were able to pass their WASI and move on to the university. Some finished first degree and they've gone to sleep. Others have moved on to do doctorate, PhD. So if you look at real life, nobody starts great. We all start from class 1. And in Christianity, we all start from class 1. All of us, our faith is the same. The difference is that some of them have been able to work out their faith. There's one man who was blessed memory. I think his name was Mullah. I've forgotten his first name. And it said it ran an orphanage. So it was one of the first people to run an orphanage in England. And it said that when he looked back over the years, it's easy for him to believe God for, let's say, $10,000 as easily as it was able for him to believe God for $1. What I was trying to say is that he didn't start out believing God for $10,000. He started by believing God for what? $1. And he was able to work out his faith. So when you meet people who have great faith, it's not like they started with great faith or strong faith. They started with their level of faith, and they'll be able to work it out, and their faith have now matured. It's just like muscles. When you go to the gym, somebody has just normal muscles. When they start gymming and gymming and gymming, their muscles become big. And you'll be like, oh, Charlie, the person's now bole. The person that didn't start out bole, he work out his muscles. All right, so somebody will say, what is Pastor trying to say? Let me just prove from scripture. Romans 12:3, it says that, for I say, though the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. So God has given to each one a measure of faith. A measure means a degree, a level. So all of us were given the same level of faith. But some have worked out theirs, and theirs have become great. So if you're listening to me today, you don't even need to pray for faith, because the Bible didn't say we should pray for faith. Faith comes by what? Hearing and hearing. So when you're praying for faith, you are doing the wrong thing, because it's the same way with fear. We don't pray to be afraid. Just listen to all the bad news in the world. You become afraid. When Corona came,